Over 2,000 people, representing about 10% of illegal immigrants into Europe yearly, are Nigerians, our recent report has shown. They are often lured or trafficked into Europe with the promise of good life, good pay, and smooth existence, and go through the deserts and the Mediterranean Sea under difficult conditions. Some Nigerians even willingly attempt to escape from the harsh living conditions in their country with the hope of getting the proverbial greener pasture. While many of them don't eventually make it to their destinations, some others survive these harsh conditions and get to Europe or their dream destinations. Many Africans and indeed Nigerians end up in prisons. Some are trafficked as prostitutes, while some are sold as slaves in Libya, Lebanon, Oman, Morocco, among other countries where human trafficking thrives.
Good day and welcome to yet another episode of the Blue Table Talk, where we help Nigerians make informed decisions about migration. My name is Eniton Ibirunke, and on the program today I have two amazing guests. One is Ruth, who is a migration consultant with the Migrant Project Nigeria, and Juliana Eritani, who's going to share her story on how she was trafficked and her decision to come back to Nigeria. But before we go on, I would like us to look at something. The widespread contemporary exploitation of men, women, and children is totally unacceptable. It's a global phenomenon that people are beginning to complain about. Of course, it's not new, but it is something that a lot of the interventions that have been put in place to try to bring an end to human trafficking seem to not be enough. In that situation, we ask the question, should a young child be deprived of a childhood because of somebody's desire to make more money? Should a woman who is in search of greener pastures be sexually exploited or deceived because she wants a better life? And what about the young man or that man who is out there just looking for a better life? At the end of it all, we're saying today that modern day slavery needs to be put to an end. And the clear signals that are being put out there that our resolve must be strong in bringing an end to this. But before we go on, we're going to take a short break, and I'm going to come back and ask our guest Juliana to share her story with us as to how she was lured.
They maltreat us as like animal, will not be anything. They beat us for money to money. They go see the focus on no food, no water, nothing.
So Juliana, I have a question for you. What were you doing before you decided to migrate, and what made you, who told you about the job offer, and what made you decide to leave Nigeria?
Okay, thank you very much. I was a fashion designer before I traveled, and before a family friend just told me about traveling outside the country and getting more money to establish my business. So that was amazing.
Okay, so you were doing something before?
Yes.
And then who told you about it?
A family friend.
Okay, and what exactly did that family friend tell you? How did they tell you? What did they tell you about it?
Yeah, he just asked me if I had any vocational skills, and I told him I'm a fashion designer, and he said perfect. That it would be very good for me to go outside the country, and it would be a very, very good one than Nigeria. Like, I'm going to be getting more money, and I'm going to be okay. And I'm going to be very okay over there. And the offers were juicy for me, so I just had to jump on it.
Okay, so before I come to you, Ruth, to ask you a few questions about situations like this, seeing as you work with an organization that is already dealing with these issues, I want to ask you, Juliana, another question. But don't forget, viewers who are listening, that today we are talking about, is that opportunity really worth it? If it's too good to be true, is it worth considering? So, Juliana, when you got there, how was it? And why did you decide, after getting there, was it not a juicy offer? One mate said that, coming back home is better than being in this place. Waiting push you, that's push because juicy offer. Why come back home?
Okay, so when I got there, the first thing that happened was my passports were collected. So at that point, I knew I was in for it because I had no freedom. I could not go anywhere without my passport. So that was the first thing. And when we got to the airport, we were separated from other people that were traveling, and our passport was seized from us. Supposed to work with came and took me home, and still I was even expecting them to return my passport, but it was not returned. And when I got there, I started working. And probably prior to when I traveled, I was told I was going to be having a day off every week to myself.
Okay.
And I was going to work 8 hours a day.
Okay.
But when I got there, I realized that I was to work from like around 6 a.m. in the morning till 10 in the night. Sometimes it even extends to 12.
What kind of work were you doing there?
As a housemaid.
Housemaid, okay. What, and this was Lebanon, right?
Yes.
Okay, so from morning to night you were working,
Yes.
violating what they had told you before at first
Yes.
was not what you found. Okay, so what made you decide that I come back to Nigeria? After all, hard work no dey keep person now. Yeah, no, really, hard work no dey keep person. Even at work, and at work you dey find. Were you not getting your money? What really made you decide that this thing don't pass me, I won't come back Nigeria?
I had no choice of freedom. They decided what I wore, what I ate, and where I go to. So that was, but I had no access to healthcare. So at a point in time, I fell sick, and I was taken to the hospital. But because I don't understand their language, they took me back home, and my employer told me, the doctor said, I am okay, and nothing is wrong with me. So, and at that point, I thought I might just die anytime from now, because I could not, I was so weak, and there was no drugs for me to use. So that was when I made up my mind that I was going home. I could not stay any longer.
Okay, thank you, Juliana. Ruth,
Yes.
I would like to ask you, so we've heard from Juliana, and I'm going to ask you now as a migration counselor, what do you think is fueling this desire for people, young people especially, to leave the country to go and work abroad?
Okay, I think top of the list is poverty. You've heard Juliana's story, so one of the things she was told was that you make more money abroad. So top on that list is poverty. Secondly is lack of empowerment. So we have these young women who obviously they have a skill, but the challenge is, I don't have either capital to set up or I don't know how to go about it. So we have poverty, we have lack of empowerment, and we also have pressure from friends, from family, we want a better life. So basically it's all for economic reasons.
So you think that pressure from friends and family may cause it? I'll ask you, Juliana, I want to ask you that one. As Ruth don't talk now, because this thing I want to also break it down where you go agree, say pressure from friends and family push you go Lebanon.
No, because my family were not in support.
What about your friends? This person not be family friend. Your friends, they way they push you. You wanted to be like, waiting, because you see, you didn't talk the story sweet. I want me you enter the real cocoa with pressure, because something in there, they alone, because you said you're a family friend. And I want me you join mouth, would say, was it, which road did your friends play inside this your waka where you go?
Like they actually told me that these people telling me not to go anywhere won't give me any money. So it's better I just go and find a life for myself.
Okay, now I would like to ask, in wrapping up this conversation today, as a counselor, Ruth, and you have counseled a lot of people.
Yes.
What would you say actually makes these offers unattractive? What would really make this? Because the offers, even me, I hear, you have a skillful hand.
Exactly.
Come and work, you make more money. What am I waiting for now? It's Japa. But then, from what we are seeing and we are hearing, and you've been on the field, what is it that is making these offers unattractive? How do they now realize that this offer that sounds so good, that looks too true, what's unattractive about it? Tell us those red flags.
All right.
Say if it kill you.
Okay, I think one of them will be exaggerated things. What they would say, that is the smuggler. If you go abroad, you will make more money than you are making here in Nigeria. In fact, they'll make the offer so attractive. But the claims are exaggerated. You all know that even when you go abroad, the same situation here you have in Nigeria is what you also have there. But they make it seem like you're not going to work. The money will just be coming to you. Or they make it seem like small work, big money. That is one. Two, they will tell you that, okay, you're traveling. It can even be done on a loan. Do not worry, don't pay for this. We'll take care of your transportation, we'll take care of everything, take care of your feeding, we'll take care of your passport. When you get there and you start working, you start paying back the loan. So those are the red flags that young women like her should look out for. Exaggerated claims and then offer of a loan from the trafficker. Yeah.
Okay, so I like how you put on like that now, which also join mouth with what Juliana has said. When they are telling you, the offer is looking good, don't worry, you don't have money, we'll pay for it. Oh, don't worry, now you get skill, your motive that you get there is even better than what you're getting here. When they are hearing those kind of things, young ladies should actually understand that if the thing is sounding so, what do I have here? Why does this person actually like me? When we say they want, just take me. So I'm going to ask you, Juliana, right? As a person who has experienced this journey, and I know say you don't want open mouth, talk too much as a bad witch. What would you tell young ladies out there? What advice would you have to them for any young lady who is considering to take this kind of journey when you go on top of?
Okay, what I would say is ladies should be able to filter between legit and non-legit offers. The moment they start telling you they are going to be paying up for everything and all of that, that is number one sign. The next thing is just to, like, if you're in Nigeria and you don't have anything doing, you can learn vocational skills, and you don't have to start big, just start little, and with time, you'll be okay.
Okay, so thank you very much, Juliana. Now, so Ruth, I have a question for you, a very simple question, so that we actually talk about these challenges. Yes, we've identified them, but I want to ask you, what opportunities, local opportunities within this our country, Nigeria, that young people like Juliana and even men can actually access, so that even when they are getting this kind of opportunities where say they too sweet, they will not be as lured, because inside Nigeria they are seeing that things can work for them. Please give us a few examples of this kind of opportunities.
Okay, top on that list will be vocational trainings. So when we talk to young people during our counseling, the first thing we push to them as local alternative is vocational training, because many of them, to say the truth, is that they are not well educated for some of these jobs that are out there. So apart from the executive assistant job and the likes, so we encourage them to go for vocational training. Now the challenge we also discover in the field is that while they have these skills, some of them have these skills, or they are also considering to go for such skills, they lack some of this knowledge on how to scale up or how to use the skills to make money for themselves. So what we also do in the course of speaking with them, advising them, is to tell them that you do not just learn a skill and then you sit and wait for one big capital to open a shop, and put everything, and then you start your business. You can start small. You can start from the comfort of your home. We have fashion designers who, they don't have shops. They do it from the comfort of their home, and they are making good money, and they are taking care of their needs. Most of them are catering for their family. So you learn a skill, and we have a lot of centers where they can learn these skills. In all the local governments in Lagos, we have the Women and Poverty Alleviation Center where they can learn this. We also have some organizations who, put out these skills. It could be for a while, 2 months, 3 months, or longer. So we encourage them to go for that. When you now have the skill, what do you do next? You have to start monetizing your skill.
That's true.
One of the ways you can monetize your skills is to promote your work. What do? You cannot tell me you're a teller. I don't see anything that represents that you are a teller. Or you're a hairdresser, and I don't see anything that represents that. So promote your work. You go on social media. You have to stay online. These days, online is the best way to promote your work. We also tell them to go for niche marketing. Because another thing they will tell you, somebody will say, I'm a makeup artist, but everybody they do makeup now. Then carve a niche for yourself. Your makeup could be for the elderly. Oh, I'm not going to do makeup for the young people, for elderly who want to still look good, who want to redeem their self-esteem and all that. So niche marketing is one of them. Promote your work. Sell online. That's also part of it. And then, you start monetizing your skill. Also teach your skills to make money. So you could do video tutorials, you could do audio tutorials. You could even do WhatsApp.
Thank you, Ruth. I can see that you're on a big role about
this. There's a lot of ways for them to
Thank you very much, Ruth. Thank you so much, Ruth. Thank you for those very, very interesting practical skills where you don't put down, where fit help young people. And Juliana, I want to ask you something. Now you are back. You have gone through this. You've shared your experience. I know that it's a very emotional and touchy thing. And somehow you don't guard your mind. You don't want to go through that narration of the experience again. But I want to ask you, now that you don't day back, in line with what Ruth does talk now, you have come back now. How have you been able to take your skills? What are you doing now? And so that other young people can hear that Juliana went through this thing. She experienced this thing. She's back in Nigeria, but she seems to be building a life to encourage them. Now, in the last 6 months now, what have you been doing?
I actually fell sick like 3 to 4 months after I got back.
Okay.
So, and for like 4 to 5 months, I've been on medication.
Okay.
So I've not been able to do anything whatsoever. But of recent, I'm just back on my feet.
Okay, but you said you are a fashion
Yes, I'm a
seamstress.
fashion designer.
So have you been able to use that for, because now Ruth Don't Talk say one of the things that we can help people with is to encourage them to do vocational skills. Now, so, and you said that one thing that you learned, which you good thing for you, was that you know how to sew.
Yes.
And that was what they even used to trick you to go to Lebanon.
Yeah.
So now that you are back here in Nigeria, in this last year, have you used that tailoring skills to make money at all?
Yes, I have.
Okay.
I am into robe making and graduation gowns.
Okay.
So as for now, I'm working as a stylist.
Okay.
And I collect jobs on my own too.
Okay.
I do by myself. So I've made money on it.
Okay. Okay. So thank you so much, Juliana, for being on the program with us. We wish you all the very best, and we hope that Juliana's story will be out there to encourage other people, just like we've been on the show where we're talking about other people opportunities. You've seen this yet another person who is sharing a success story of coming back to Nigeria and starting afresh. And what the good thing is, this program is about helping people make informed migration decisions. As she goes on, who can tell now when she's able to go ahead and then properly migrate out of Nigeria. Thank you so much, Ruth, for the insights I have shared on this story. Thank you, Juliana, for sharing your story. This is the Blue Table Talk. And would you like to know more about the risks and dangers of migration, or would you like to know about legal migration options? You can get in touch with one of our counselors on the following numbers as shown on the screen. Thank you. My name is Enito Ibironke, and we look forward to you viewing us another day on the Blue Table Talk. Thank you.